Good morning, my friends. How are you doing this morning? I know you might be wondering, why are you posting on a casual Tuesday? Well, I'm here to tell you. It's because it's a bonus episode this week. I'm still going to be posting the video that I normally do on Friday. That's still coming out. It's still going to be a spooky movie because this is the spooky month. But I just watched Wild Robot and I have to talk about it. I have to talk about it, okay? It is something that needs to be talked about. I have not seen nearly enough people talking about this movie. I believe it came out like 2 weeks ago. And let me get the normal YouTube stuff out of the way and then I'll jump right into the movie, okay? Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm very excited about this movie, as you can tell. So, yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed today's video, just let me know in the comments what you enjoyed about it. Also, if you are interested, I do have 2 other channels. I have not been posting on the food channel because I'm still suffering technical issues. However, my Livestream channel is still a thing. I think this week I'm going to try and live stream painting little Warhammer figures. So if you're interested in watching somebody paint or just want to come and chat, I go live on Twitch and then the videos get uploaded to my second channel. Enough about the YouTube pleasantries. Let's hop right into this. Okay, so as per usual, the first half of this video, not going to have spoilers. The second half is going to have spoilers, okay? So if you like animated movies for a family, not for children, but for a family, this is it. This might be spoilers to my like scoring of this movie. This might be the best movie I've seen this year. It was phenomenal. I highly recommend going into the theaters and watching it while it's still in theaters. I don't really do that very often. This is worth it. This movie is worth it. I went into this movie fully expecting just another cash grab type movie, under the assumption that this was a Pixar or Disney movie for some reason. I had no idea that it was a DreamWorks movie. But oh boy, was I in for a treat. DreamWorks has been coming out with bangers the last few years. I mean, last year, I believe it was last year, they released Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which is still to this day the best video that is best performing video on my channel. I absolutely adore this movie. I can't express to you enough how like legitimate it feels. Like they're going back to formula. It feels like they're going back to all of those old movies from like the early 2000s and stuff that weren't for kids. They were for a family, right? So there's a lot of very dark humor sprinkled throughout the movie that small children wouldn't necessarily understand. They'd probably laugh because it is funny, but they wouldn't like understand how funny it is unless they were an older audience. And so for them to do this in this movie, and oh my god, I gotta talk about the animation. I know I'm like all over the place, but this movie was so good. Wild Robot deserves all this praise, okay? The animation was beautiful. It was a soft style of animation. It reminded me very similarly to like the landscapes and stuff of the movie were just vast and large and beautiful. Reminded me very similar to Brother Bear. If any of you guys have ever seen that movie, highly recommend that movie too. So like to express to you just like how I'm going to show clips of the trailer right here, just so you can see just a brief glimpse as to what the animation style is like. So long as I don't get hit with that copyright hammer.
Do you need assistance? Would be you.
You're his mother now.
I do not have the programming.
No one does.
But as you can tell, the animation style is soft There aren't any like super hard edges. It's, to me, it gives off like pastel, but without being pastel colors. It's that feeling, you know? And I love that. It's so beautiful. It is. There are so many landscape scenes that are just gorgeous. And I'm not going to get into spoilers of the plot yet. Honestly, I might not get into spoilers at all this because it just came out and I really want people to go see it. If you want to discuss spoilers, we could probably do it down in the comments. I will give a warning. If you have mommy issues or are prone to crying, you're gonna cry or at least tear up in this movie. I teared up a little bit. I did. It made my girlfriend tear up a little bit as well. It's a very emotional movie. I genuinely did not expect a movie about a wild robot to be nearly as emotional as it is. The voice acting is another thing. It's so good. It's so good. Pedro Pascal plays as a fox, and I had no idea that it was Pedro. The voice sounded similar, but I couldn't quite place him. Mark Hamill plays as a bear. I had no idea he was even in this movie. Do you guys know those Arby's commercials? We have the meats. The guy who voices in that, I'm pretty sure it's the same dude. The guy who voices that voices a hawk. It sounds so similar. If it's not, I apologize, but it sounds like the same person. And so, if I were to give this movie a score, I would have to give it a 10 out of 10. It is a phenomenal film. And I highly, highly recommend each and every single one of you going and watching this. Bring your kids, bring your grandmas, bring your aunts and uncles. Make it a whole family event. And if you don't have a family, or you don't have people to express this cinema art with, then I still recommend you going and watching it. It is a feel-good movie. There's a lot of very big lessons in this movie, which is another thing that I really appreciate. I feel like a lot of kids' movies that have been coming out get lost in the sauce of just making money and being all flashy and sharp and super saturated and all that shabackle. And this movie just, it takes it all back to formula. I keep saying that because it really feels like an early 2000s. It shouldn't have come out this year. It should have come out in 2005. That's what it feels like. It's so sentimental. You can tell that the people who wrote the script, wrote the story, had a reason to write this story. It feels like it wasn't made for money, it was made to show a story, which is the same vibe that I got from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I think DreamWorks might be the pinnacle of animation at the moment. Disney movies and Pixar movies have flopped tremendously, and I haven't seen them getting back up. I have not seen a Disney or Pixar movie come out recent times with the same quality that this movie and Puss in Boots: Last Wish. Speaking of Puss in Boots: Last Wish, the animation, now that I think about it, the animation style is very similar. I wonder if they have the same team working on it. It wouldn't surprise me because it's DreamWorks, but still. So boiling it down, I recommend you guys going and watching this movie. I recommend you guys taking your time to appreciate the sentiment and the lessons behind this movie. God, does this movie have lessons? It's got 3 major lessons. One of them is survival. So I genuinely believe that this might be my most favorite movie I genuinely believe that this might be my most favorite movie of the year. And I like I said, go watch it. And if you're interested, I do make YouTube videos on the reg nowadays. I do have a bunch of other videos. I did make a video on the Puss in Boots video, or not video, the Puss in Boots movie. So if you're new, be sure to subscribe. There's going to be a video coming out later this week on a scary movie that is honestly one of my most favorite scary movies. Not that specific one, but the franchise. Very near and dear to my heart. And the week after that, I'm going to go see if there's any scary movies in theaters, as it is the spooky month. So without further ado, I think that is all that I have to say for you guys. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.